98.7 WUBZ. Y'all, it's the best station in the nation, and we got it right here at our location. We got another guest in the building. We got my man in the building. We got Coach Drew in the building. Y'all still give him a big warm welcome. Let's go. Coach Drew, Coach Drew, Coach Drew, Coach Drew, Coach Drew, Coach Drew.
All right, here the intro go. You're
Drew?
listening to the greatest radio station in the nation. I like to call it Z100, 100.7 FM WUBZ with my main man, DJ Booty Rush. Hear me. TV, Tuskegee Virtual TV, channel 181 in town, channel 19 on the yard. I don't like how they say TU campus. I'm gonna say on the yard.
On the yard.
All right, with my main man Pat Wallace as our director, Kim Wright over there doing what she do, and can I forget her? Jordan
in the building. She got her plaits on tonight. Hit her. There it is. She got her plaits in tonight. You know what I'm saying? Big shouts out to the whole crew in the building. We got Coach Drew in the building. What's going on, my man?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Just wanted to come here. A lot of people read the article in the newspaper last week. Yes, I am leaving the community after 16 years here in this community.
Wow.
Yes. 16
years, man.
Yes.
That's a lot. That's a long time.
Yes.
In the community, man.
Yeah.
16 years. Okay. Now what's what else going on with you? You know, outside of you're leaving. You're going to get ready to do something new, something. You know what I mean? This and that. But give us you ain't got to give them all, but just give them a little taste of something. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I can kind of fill in the blanks since I left Parks and Recreation.
Okay.
What I've kind of been doing. Obviously, everybody knows I went to work with the school system.
Okay.
Shout out for Dr. Brooks for giving me the opportunity to work with the school system.
Okay.
Principal Hooks over there at Notasoga High School.
Okay.
Volleyball, coach volleyball and girls basketball over there. But in addition to that, a lot of people saw me or heard of me. I went to work for a friend of mine, a college buddy of mine from FAMU. Can y'all see the rattler on?
Nah, we don't see no rattler. No, we don't see no rattler. That look like a bait, a fishing bait. No, I'm just kidding. But all those rattlers out there, don't get me. I'm just playing, just a little joke, man.
Before I was a Golden Tiger, I was a rattler first.
Okay, you're the rattler first.
And
FAMU. For those people don't know, that's FAMU, y'all.
Yeah. Florida A&M University, the highest of 7 hills in Tallahassee, Florida.
The highest of 7 hills. Now, what? You got to break that down now. The highest of 7 hills.
Yes.
That's they sitting on the hill.
Sitting on the hill. Okay. Let me I want you to think about every HBCU.
Mm-hmm.
Every HBCU is when they were built, were in bad areas. They're on the other side of the railroad track, they're next to the graveyard, or they in swampland by the river.
Right.
Well, none of those is on the other side of the railroad track from Florida State, but they gave us a land that didn't nobody want to climb up to the top of that hill to get it, and it just happens to be the highest hill in Leon County.
Wow.
Yes.
But you made a lot of sense there because a lot of, like you said, a lot of universities there's not what they call it prime real.
There's not prime real estate.
It's not prime real estate. You know what I'm saying? But that's a lot of people say that. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't here when the bill, but for us, history is concerned, yeah. But we made the best of what we had. You know
exactly.
what I'm talking about?
They gave us the land nobody else wanted. It was cheap land. That's all. That's all we could.
You got to get. Sometimes you got to get what you can afford to get. You know what I'm saying? At that time. So
but I went to started working with a friend of mine, college buddy of mine from FAMU.
Okay.
And we broadcast Black College football, Black College basketball on the BCSN, Black College Sports Network.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my BCSN.net if you want to follow us.
Okay.
Started doing a podcast with them, a weekly podcast. We talked football. Happened to broadcast about four games this year.
Okay.
One of those games was the Tuskegee Clark game.
Tuskegee Clark game.
Yes.
Okay.
And the irony about that game was the Tuskegee broadcast went down.
Yeah.
And the people from Tuskegee picked up the Clark broadcast and heard my voice, and I was being paid by Clark to broadcast the game.
Right.
To broadcast the Tuskegee game.
Wow.
So do you know how hard it is when you're getting paid by Clark, not to root for Tuskegee when they get a touchdown.
Yeah.
I had to dig deep.
Technical fortitude.
Exactly. It's like touchdown, Tuskegee.
You could say "Go Tigers" and nothing like that.
No.
I understand, bro.
So it's kind of hard to do it, but you got to be professional.
That's right, you really do.
You're a professional DJ, like I try to be sometimes. But in addition to doing that, I had the great opportunity of broadcasting the GCAC basketball tournament at the Gulf Coast Athletic Conference. That is the forgotten black conference in HBCU sports.
Wow, okay.
Everybody knows the MEAC.
That's right.
The SWAC.
Flag.
SIAC. CIAA.
Right.
Everybody forgets about the GCAC.
They really do.
Edward Waters, Dillard, Talladega,
Right.
Suno,
That's right.
Philander Smith. Now I'm forgetting about Tougaloo.
Mm-hmm.
There's 8 schools in there. Did I name the 3 schools in New Orleans? Xavier NO, and Shaw.
Okay.
Yes, those are the 8 schools that are in that conference. It's all black conference.
Yep.
NAIA.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only all black NAIA conference that they have.
Wow.
Yes, and we did their basketball tournament, and you can also find that on my BCSN.net, where we broadcast all 14 games of the tournament. Did play-by-play for 6 of those games.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that's basketball and football.
Yes, basketball and football. So that's like my side hustle.
Right.
I love to get out and talk. I can sit here and talk all day, but that just is some of the other things I've been doing outside of the to keep my time occupied while opportunities came and went in the Parks and Recreation field.
Okay.
But this one that was presented to me in Turner County, Georgia.
Turner County. Okay.
Yes, and I'll be located in the city of Ashburn, which if you've been to South Florida, down I-75, you're probably getting on the interstate in Tifton.
Right.
Well, I'm 20 miles north of there.
Okay.
So actually started the process back in October.
Mm-hmm.
But Hurricane Michael came through there.
Wow.
So they had to put everything on hold at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
So we really didn't get back into the swing of things until the first of the year. And from there, with the interviews and negotiations back and forth, finally talking it over with my family. Shout out to you, Audrey. Talking it over with my family, and finally made the decision that it's time.
Time. Okay.
Yeah, it's time, and I decided to stay here through spring break, and then make that move.
Okay. But thank you for coming and announcing and letting the people know about what you're getting ready to do, or they see you not here anymore, and what I mean. At least you told them live on the radio and whatsoever. But being a coach, man, especially in this city right here, and I mean, you're gonna go down in history. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the stuff that you did haven't been done ever in the history of being over the Park and Recreation, and they're not gonna forget that. You got kids now. You've been here 16 years. Some kids are grown right now.
Well, it's kind of funny that you say, I'm the only coach some of these kids have ever known.
That's
because I've watched these kids literally go from the stroller to some of them played for me as late as last year.
That's right.
And I've also had the opportunity to coach kids that I coached when I first moved here.
Right.
So it's been 16 years. That's almost a generation.
That's right.
So.
Right.
And it's gonna be a little weird, going into the grocery store and nobody says, "Hey, Coach Drew,"
and you don't know,
I don't know people. People don't know me yet in that community, and I've been there a couple of 3 times as I've been going through the transition.
Right.
So, but
the way you do things, man, I mean, it won't be long. You know what I mean? It won't be long.
And it won't be long before I bring a group of kids from Turner County back here to Tuskegee to. Not only do some sports, but Tuskegee has to embrace what it has. Right. We don't have. There's a lot that it doesn't have, but the one thing that this community has, the museums, the university, and the one thing, the people who grow up here may not appreciate it, but for me as a transplant, somebody who moved here, I appreciated
Right.
the stuff at the Carver Museum, Booker T's
history.
house, the Airman Museum,
Right.
you know, all the different things that going. Not long when you think about Gomillion versus Lightfoot,
Right.
the history of Tuskegee Public when it was
Oh,
Tuskegee
man.
when it
Oh,
was
man.
Tuskegee High School, Dolasoga High School.
Oh man.
This area, Fred Gray,
Yeah.
Johnny Ford, you know,
It's infested with history, man.
all Dr. Carver,
Oh, man.
all kinds of right here in this community,
Right in the
and
community.
people don't understand
You
it.
understand?
Yeah,
Man, it's infested, man, with history, man.
yeah,
And we need to embrace it more. Like you said, people that's actually really from here. You know what I mean? Like myself, I'm a John Andrew baby.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
You
right there.
one of the last, probably.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. I'm one of the last. It started in 80. I think they started living in 85 was the last.
Yeah, about 84,
But see, I'm a
85.
little way a little older than that. I'm 71 baby. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
So,
yeah.
and she's a 63. But yeah, man, we need to embrace it a little more, you know what I'm saying? But people come from out of town, they really appreciate the history of Tuskegee and Macon County, man, all together, man. But there's a lot of history here. We need to embrace it. We need to show the world, you know what I mean? And we need to get what we need to get back off of what we have already.
Yes.
Because everybody is making it off of it except of us, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And we need to get, what we need to get from our history. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly
I can't
what
put
you're
it all
saying.
out like that, but you know what I'm talking
I know
about.
exactly what you're saying.
But it's great, man. At the time that you was here, man, those 16 years you were here, man, you really impact a lot of kids, man. And by being a coach, man, you more than just a coach. You know what I mean? You're a friend, your uncle, your cousin, your brother, your father,
And
your
I'm
all of that, bro.
And I'm broke because of it.
You got to play all kind of and they say, well, coach, you just go out there and call plays. You just tell us to come to practice. But no, but you got a position. You got all these positions that you take. You know what I mean? You tell a guy go out there and catch the ball, go out there. You play wide receiver, you play running back, you play this. Yeah, but look at the other position that you play. You play the father, the cousin. You play all those positions in their lives.
And I'm glad that you brought that up because it's beyond the X and O's for somebody like me.
Right.
You know, I've got kids who I haven't coached in 10 years who still call me
Coach.
for advice.
Right.
Not just coach. They call me for advice. I used to coach them. Now we're peers.
Right.
You know, we're both adults. They have kids now, and you know they do that. I've got kids who I coach now. You know, Coach Drew, I can't get to work. Can I borrow $10 for gas?
Right.
Borrow $10. $10 I'll never see again. But I don't care. If I got it, I give it to him.
That's right. And he's all about helping, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Impacting in the community, man. But big shouts out to you, man. We have 3 minutes left. So we want to give a big shout out, man. Your closing, what you want to give to the people, because this right here you can take with you. This is gonna be a resume right here too as well. Little something you could add to where you're going, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I would start naming people that I would like to thank,
Get
but
a name, I got
number one, I can't do it in 2 minutes. Number two, if I tried to do it in 2 minutes, I'm going to leave somebody out,
Right.
and I'm going to offend them. And I named. Well, I didn't even name people in the newspaper article, but that newspaper article pretty much said what it was. Obviously, I am going to thank these people here in this room for giving me the opportunity, not only today, but in the past when I've had to come down and talk about programs, issues.
Right.
Just want to talk. You know.
Right.
Yeah. So. You know, this is not goodbye. This is not. Please don't play Boys to Men End of the Road when I leave out of here. Or the Manhattans, let's just kiss and say goodbye. I don't want to hear that. You know, this is just it's more of a farewell. I will be back here in the community at some point in time.
Right.
But you know, it's time.
Yeah.
Oh, I already said, hey, Audrey.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he said, yeah.
Yeah, it won't be the first time, and it won't be the last.
Yeah. But we really do thank you, man, for impacting our youngsters here in our community, man. It was a great impact, man, on some of the kids here. You know what I'm saying?
One other thing I do want to say is, please, 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 whatever you do, support. Coach Jones has a position right now, but support him or whoever's in those leadership positions, not only with Parks and Rec, but anybody who's doing something positive for the kids in this community. Right. Any of these programs. I know Notasulga is starting up a new football program for the youth out there in their community. So, but one thing I do want to say is people, let's unite and let's not work against each other. Mm-hmm. Let's work together and enhance, not compete.
Yeah.
As we try to make, as you guys are left here to make Macon County better. I've done my fair share. I'm still around for advice if you need me.
Okay. Thank you, man. Thank you, Coach Drew. That's been our time, people. We got to wrap it up. We got to get up out of here. I want to thank these guys right here at this station. Kim Motor City in the building. Big shouts out to Pat Wallace. I also want to give big shouts out to this program right here, 100.7 WBZ, my man, the communicator in the building.
How you forget Jordan?
Huh?
How did you forget Jordan?
I'm finna do her last.
You gonna do her last? Why she got to be last?
Well, we gonna do Jordan in the building since y'all want to, big shout out to Jordan. She got a platform today. I'm gonna put all that together. You know what I'm saying? But
My
also
bad,
want a big
bro.
shout out to the communicator, Sylvester McPherson. Those guys, make sure you tune with him in the morning time at 6 to 10 o'clock. And Andre Fields, he comes on every second and fourth Sunday. That's he comes on at 9 until. And myself, the co-pilot. I'm sorry, I'm gonna call myself the communicator. I'm the connector. I'm the connector. That's been our time. We can get up out of here. Leave me alone. Big shout out to my wife and kids. I love y'all. And peace.